Howdy everyone, Amnar here, coming up for round 3 of SPDC. Laying off against our Remedio, shout out to him. Go ahead and go first. This hand looks dangerous. We need to draw into a land to be able to cast our creatures, but if we're ever able to, that's a really good hand. Go ahead and keep it. I like to live dangerously. Opponent's mulligan down to 6. Now to 5. That's brutal. Hopefully we'll be able to play some interactive magic still. Start off with an island and then start hoping / praying for another land. Woo! Thank you, Magic Shuffler program. Or whoever else controls my land distribution. Okay, we have colorless. Awesome. Okay, he's running skeletons. That's our first tip. Here, I think I want to go with... Okay. If I play the Sky Spawner, I get a token and can attack for 2 in the air. If I play... Summoner, I get a token, and I can attack, and he can chump block, but his skeleton will die. And right now he doesn't have the mana to get it back. He'd have to draw a black source, or 2 extra lands, so he can filter the color. If he has a removal spell, I still have something I can... I have an Emerge enabler, but I still need to draw land for that, so I think I'm gonna go with Sky Spawner. He'll probably draw out a removal spell since he doesn't have a flyer. It's a good start though. Surprised he didn't attack there with the skeleton, though kind of not really. I'm gonna get out the Maniac because next turn we can cast a Wretched Gryph. It also puts out the most power on the board. Definitely trying to be very aggressive with this deck today and try out a different play style. It's kind of a flexible deck. It allows you to be grindy, make a bunch of tokens, chump block, and then dirtle and delay until the mid game to where you can start laying down a lot of 4/4s, 3/4s, and 4/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. I think I still want to draw a card here. 4, 5, 6. Can I? I think I can do both. Cast this and this. At this point, I don't know what removal he's running, so I don't want to necessarily instantly sacrifice all my tokens until I have a better idea of whether or not he has instant speed removal. I don't know if Might of the Masses is going to be good. So let's slowly build up to Might of the Masses, but I want to draw a card. So we'll go ahead and cast that first, and then 4 casting cost plus 5 and 6 mana. Go ahead and do that. Might be able to draw into some more lands. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. And swing. Now, we could have tapped differently, so we left a green open for Might of the Masses, but at this point, I kind of want to save it for a speedy finish. Meanwhile, I'm drawing all the lands. I wonder if we can go ahead and get it this turn. I think so. That's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think so. Let's see what happens here. Block the 3/2. If he does that, he's taking 6. Oh yeah. Really sucks that our opponent had mana problems like that. I really dislike non-interactive games. Not necessarily talking about combo decks here. That's a completely different subject. I do hate when one player gets mana problems, though. So we didn't really see any cards other than Skeleton in land, so we will take a second to decide. Now they're playing black, so most likely they're going to have some instant speed removal. We didn't see it, so I'm going to leave one Might of the Masses in the deck. Again, since they're playing black, we didn't see anything that exiled, but just to be safe, I'm going to take out one Pulse. I don't know what to put in. I hate those little ass skeletons. Claustrophobia probably won't work. He'll probably have some way to sacrifice the skeletons, like Vulturous Haven. But maybe we'll be able to hit a Vulturous Haven with Claustrophobia. I mean, alternatively, we could play Negates, try to protect some of our creatures. Yeah, I think that's good. I recently read a quote from a Magic professional who said, "Variance works in your favor 50% of the time." Okay, we got 2 lands. We don't really have anything to play before turn 3. I think on turn 3 we might pulse for another for our Evolving Wilds, but this is okay. We are on the draw, so we have the ability to hopefully draw into a land. Meanwhile, our opponent's mulligan down to 6. And keeps. Put a card on top of. Okay, there you go. Pardon me. You get a swamp. Well, there's the basic land. And a colorless land. Still curious to see what exactly our opponent is playing. Unfortunately, here we don't have a second island to cast the Claustrophobia, but that's sort of a mid-game card. I mean, you want to wait until they have a really good target. Forest? There we go. A little bit of lag myself. Go ahead and pass the turn. We can always do the pulse at the end of their phase. Meanwhile, they're fixing their mana. Blue-black. Okay. So we know a little bit more about our opponent now. Or at least the deck they're running. We'll get an Evolving Wilds. Make sure we can hit our land drops. Whoopsie. Almost too many cards in hand there. So we'll go ahead and play the untapped land. Try to get some of this stuff out there and on the board. Next turn we can Evolving Wilds. We can also emerge something. We can place Sadness upon the stack. And it resolves directly after the complete disregard. Aww. It's okay, we got tons of stuff here. I like having 2 islands and 2 forests whenever I can, for transformations and claustrophobias and whatnot. We still have 4 mana, so let's try to get this guy down. And we can at least get 2 damage in with our tokens. Since they're not playing red, we don't have to worry about them clearing more than 1 token at a time. I guess against non-red decks, the token strategy is a little bit stronger. I mean, red has Boiling Earth, and when that happens, you really want to take out... anyways, you want to take out your 2/1 flyers and your 4 mana 4/4s. Whenever you're making your sideboard options against a red deck, try to take out all 4 of the Eyeless Watchers first. Then, if you still need cards or need room, then you take out 1, maybe 2 of the 2/1 flyers. That way, they only have 2 to 3 Boiling Earths in the sideboard. They're not going to be able to do it over and over and over again. In that case, towards the mid or the late game, after they've cast it once or twice, your 2/1 flyers might still survive and be able to go over their creatures and get in those bits of damage. However, Eyeless Watchers are really poor in that matchup. Sorry, a little bit of a sidetrack. I haven't seen anybody play red against me, so I haven't been able to say that on videos, and that's kind of a helpful tip. We'll go ahead and emerge here. I want to draw a card. Okay. Nothing else really exciting. I'm not really going to use my tokens for a lot right now, so I'll at least use them for pressuring. I'm going to try to cast It of the Horde Swarm soon, if I can. Otherwise, I might sacrifice a Scion to cast a Retrogryph. Okay. At least that spell didn't exile it. And he's going after my token. Oh yeah? I'm gonna counter your spell. Just out of spite. Doesn't do anything. That's okay. It eats up my clock though. That's what I get for meeting a smart aleck. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're starting to get into the territory where we can just hard cast these suckers. Now we don't have to actually sacrifice anything, which makes this a little bit better. Hopefully we can get a hit on the board some. Make a whole bunch of tokens. If that Gavany Unhallowed ever starts to get a bunch of counters on it, that's why I'm really holding that Claustrophobia in my hand for. Seems like our opponent is saving all of the removal spells for our flyers. It's fine. 4. I've got more. However, I think I want to play multiple cards this turn. Okay, 5, 8. Yep. I think it's time to go ahead and do that. I want to start attacking with my tokens. The reason I run Claustrophobia as opposed to the other enchantments that creature doesn't untap, not all of those enchantments tap the creature when the enchantment comes into play. You have to keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, you can put it on an untapped creature and they'll just leave it behind as a permanent blocker, and then you're only getting half of the value out of the card. You need to have a way to tap them down first. Looks like they have a merge. Okay. That's fine. Wonder if they have a removal spell for the captive. Yep. Okay. That's cool. I can do some stuff. Let's thin out our deck before we draw a card. That way so hopefully we're less likely to draw a land. Cast a Maniac, get a 3/2. Do this and draw a card, because who doesn't like drawing cards? Get another land. Cool. Nothing super amazing. And our opponent gets a Palace Familiar. Oh, okay. This is starting to look a little bit back like the old the old blue-black Gary's Cruise deck. That one was pretty much centered around, keep misclicking. There we go. Anyways, that deck was centered around sort of a blue-black value / sacrifice theme. I'm talking about around the Treasure Cruise, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Dutiful Attendant, Exploit deck. Pretty solid. I really liked that deck. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make a bunch of tokens and not attack here. We're just really building up our board presence. We might attack next turn with the 4/4. But that'll allow them to get the Gavany Unhollowed back. So, that's questionable. If they get the Unhollowed back, he still has one in hand, so I don't know if he'll be able to sacrifice a creature to give it a counter. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. If he doesn't have a way to sacrifice a creature, we can still attack with a 4/4. Instead, he's gonna draw a card. Okay. That's fine. Really like to draw some more cards here. I think I need to start putting pressure on. I think they're starting to believe that I have the Might of Masses in my hand. Usually a person only alpha strikes when they have Might of the Masses. But at the same time, this is kind of me bluffing. I want to see what I get him down to. I didn't want to do the math also. They don't have Pulse of Marasa, so if we can keep continually pressuring their life total, I don't believe they will have a way to get the life back. So we just keep playing tons of tokens, tons of creatures, and that should be it. There's no way he can play enough chump blockers to block everything that I have on the board, at least theoretically. They don't have a Fester Gloom or anything to give all creatures -1/-1. We should be pretty safe here. I'm on the edge of my seat here, so I'm suddenly silent. It's like the waiting game. So this is the part I hate most about the match. At the very end, whenever your opponent's sitting there and you don't know, do they have an out? Suddenly your own anxieties are building up paranoid situations, just making you more and more and more nervous. It's okay. We're going for gold here. It would be really hilarious if they are running Pulse of Marasa, and that's why one of the reasons why they have Filter Land. But that's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3. Still be enough. we got it. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully we made it up into the top 4. If not, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in more videos.